All right. So I did my admire piece on the virtual sports car association and the club racing community around it. My name is Grant Yingling, and I wanted to start off by asking if you could chase a dream without the fear of sacrificing everything, would you do it? Because that's what I am doing, and that's what a lot of people in that are participating in the VSCA are doing. That we're chasing a dream, and that leads into what is the VSCA? Well, it's an enthusiast-focused representation of real-life endurance racing. So what does that mean? Well, enthusiasts are people of varying skill levels that appreciate what the professional racers are capable of. This is their place to test their limits, and this organization treats these events as closely as they can to how it would operate in the real world. It's a safe space to practice sportsmanship. What does that mean? It means that we're not worrying about as being as fast as the professionals. We're focusing on how to conduct ourselves out on track and how to treat our fellow competitors. It's a gathering of inspirational figures in the iRacing community. People like Burney, who's a race organizer with plenty of real racing and league running experience to help put this all together. It's people like Ryan Kaprowski, who races with a team of fellow university students down in Florida. It's also people like Mika Takala. He's a sim racing veteran who's turned his passion into a business, as well as the countless other talented individuals with far too much spare time. And why are we pursuing it? Why do we admire virtual motorsport? Why are we here? I got a chance to talk to these individuals, and I started off. I talked to Kyle Burney, who's one of the main organizers for the VSCA series, and he wants to replicate the respectful, real racing found on professional grids where he originally learned. He's had the privilege to follow alongside his uncle all across the West as they delved into real motorsport. He's been in the pits with real drivers, talking to them about what's appropriate racecraft and how to treat each other, how to be better drivers, how to be better for each other. He's had this chance to experience firsthand what it's like to participate in the real thing, and he uses that experience to better the VSCA. Ryan Kaprowski, he admires where his team, Riddle Rocket Racing, where they're at, where they can improve, and where they're strong against the other competition. I mean, he's very much ingrained in the local Florida racing scene. Daytona is a very near and dear track to him. He uses his time at university to build strong connections with his classmates through racing, as well as doing. He's an amateur pilot as well. I mean, he's a very well-versed person, and he's using his time in university to, expand upon that. There's also Mike Takala. He appreciates the kinder impact of virtual racing on the environment. I mean, this man is a sim racing veteran dating back as far as the early 90s in Grand Prix. He's had the opportunity to run NASCAR leagues in the early 2000s. He has the title of attending a league race on dial up internet. And he's turned this passion into something larger than himself. He's become a part-time or a part owner of SimuCube Hardware. It's a premier supplier of racing equipment, and so he's giving back to the community that he admires. I mean, this is definitely people admiring sim racing more than just me. It's about all of us. And why is VSCA special to us? Why do we admire it? Well, we admire it because it's the participants that push the boundaries of what this organization can accomplish. Kyle, in his interview, stated that one of the major obstacles that he faced and that they continue to face is teams holding themselves accountable in terms of taking the time to focus on where we can improve from race to race. I mean, we're continuously putting strain on the rules provided to us, seeing what can and cannot work. The full course yellow system, which is very in depth. I don't want to get too far into that because it is a very big thing, but it's completely new to iRacing. I mean, they're trying new things. They're pushing those boundaries to create a healthier racing environment for everyone. Expectations are clear and offenders are held accountable. I mean, there's an extensive rule book that provides crucial race day information, and it's available to everyone. It's worked on tirelessly and is tweaked to make sure it is as effective as it can be. And then when it's not adhered to based on the rules that we all agree upon, on the website you can take action against people in violation and flag it for potential racing incidents so that we can all be better, be our best selves. Um, Teams are encouraged to provide constructive ideas and feedback. We had a sit down meeting with all of the team managers as well as the organization staff in terms of what we can do better. It was 4.5 hours of just talking about racing. A lot, a lot of nerdy time, just sitting talking about racing, but it allows us to, benefit from having a healthy racing environment, and that's what we admire, that's what we appreciate. And lastly, members, it's us providing the atmosphere conducive to self-improvement. There's actually a blurb on their About section that you can read here. And what it's talking about is how the organization steers competitors away from like the toxicity normally found on iRacing. Instead of tearing each other down, we're building each other up. And I can personally attest to that. I had a fellow competitor who took time out of their day, Alex Princeton from Piston Broke Racing. He helped me to get my wheel back running and working for the league, so that way I was still in the fight. And you just don't get that, from your average Joe, just some random person. I mean, it's personal. It's people that want to be there for the right reasons and want to help each other. So what's the big picture? I feel like a lot of the stuff that I'm talking about is sim racing specific, but it's all stuff that I feel like we can appreciate in the greater, like the grand scheme. It's pursuing what drives you. It's turning your passion into something tangible. It's not letting others tell you what you're capable of. If people like Kyle Burney or the other main organizer that we were also talking to, Ben Fisher, they dared to challenge what's possible on iRacing. They took that leap, and looking at where it's taken them. It's great to see what happens when you can do something greater. And it's aspiring to be your best self. It's sharing your passion. It's your time and your energy is important, and you got to use it for what you believe in. It's also participating in something greater than yourself. It's getting involved with the communities that you believe in. It's your chance to build the connections with like-minded individuals and grow as a person because of it. And I mean, that's why I admire it, and I feel from having talked to plenty of people about this topic, I feel like that's why they admire it too. And that's what I got. And I'd like to thank everyone that helped me to put this presentation together, and I'd like to thank you guys for listening. Thank you.